Hi, this is a quick video about how to get ready for a debate using this build an argument template. And so what I want you to do first is take a look at the topic of the debate. And so the topic for this debate, which resolution, that word is just another word for topic when we're talking about debates. So the topic is resolution. The positive impacts of migration outweigh the negative. Okay, so if you are on the pro side of the debate, that means you agree with this statement. If you are on the con side of the debate, that means you disagree with this statement. And so what we want you to do first is brainstorm some claims. And so that's what this migration claims chart was for. And so over here on the left-hand side, we tried to give you about 6 questions that would really guide your thinking. These are not questions that you have to answer. These are just questions that are supposed to make you think, that are supposed to maybe spark an idea. And remember that when you're creating a claim is a single sentence, a strong statement that shows where you stand in relation to a topic. So if our topic is the positive impacts of migration outweigh the negative, then I want to brainstorm many different pro or affirmation claims. Okay, so as I go through, I'm going to look at each of these questions. Again, this is not a worksheet. So this is not something you're trying to fill in the blanks for. You just want to brainstorm as many as you can. And so as I'm looking through, maybe the first one that jumps out at me is question number 2. How might it feel to live through a conflict that disrupts your way of life? Well, that might spark in me an idea about a stance I could make. And so if I was going to write a claim that directly had to do with the resolution, it might be people deserve the right to leave poor or violent living environments. Well, that's a supporting claim that directly supports a positive stance about the topic. Maybe I go down a little bit farther and I look at how do border disputes impact a nation's economy? Well, that also sparks an idea, and so I can come up with a second positive or pro claim that is the movement of people and goods from one country to another allows countries to flourish. Again, these are 2 supporting claims that would support the fact that I agree with this statement. The positive impacts of migration outweigh the negative. If I was on the con side and I was trying to disagree with this, that's what this other right side of the chart is for. And so if I was going to do con or negation claims for the ones that I just wrote, it might sound like countries do not have enough money to support all people who need to leave poor living environments. Or it might sound like the financial drain of maintaining borders through armed forces negatively impacts all countries. Ideally, by the time that you're done with this, you've got in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 really good pro claims and 3 to 5 really good con claims. When you've got that taken care of, you're ready for the build an argument template. What you're doing for the build an argument template is you are setting up one that is a pro and one that is for con. If I'm working on setting up my pro template, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to complete this fill in the blank section at the top. When a debate begins, the very first words that are going to come out of my mouth are these words right here. So if again I agree with the resolution, I would say it is because I agree with the resolution, I stand in affirmation of today's resolution resolved, the positive impacts of migration outweigh the negative. Then I would move directly from this into my first point. Well, what I would do is I would take one of my supporting claims that I brainstormed up here, and that goes in this first box. Then, so I might say, people deserve the right to leave poor or violent living conditions or living environments. Then I would look through the research that I've done, and I'm trying to find evidence. These are statistics, facts, quotes, anything that I can come up with that supports this statement and therefore this statement. As I go through and do that, I'm going to want to specifically reference the title of the article, the author of the article, and where the author came or where the article came from so that I am doing a good job of citing my work. Down here in the reasoning section, that's where this is you. This is where you get to show how you understand what's happening in the argument. You would do that over and over again. So point 2, I would do the same thing where I'm taking my next claim, putting that together. If I had a third one, then I would put it here. For my conclusion, again, I'm back to a fill in the blank. So the last time that I get to talk, I'm going to say something like, it is clear that the resolution should be upheld in today's debate. The evidence clearly suggests that because people deserve the right to leave poor or violent living environments, and the movement of people and goods from one country to another allows countries to flourish, that the positive impacts of migration outweigh the negative. And that would be the very last thing that I say. If I'm looking at a con template, all I'm doing is the same thing, but I'm putting in those negative claims that I came up with. Again, I fill in the top part exactly the same. I put in my claims exactly the same, and then I'm going through, I'm collecting my evidence and my reasoning for those, and then at the end, I'm still going to use my same conclusion. I'm just flipping it to that negative one. Okay? What's awesome about having both of these ready is that when you're actually in a debate, if you say this, that people deserve the right to leave poor or violent living environments, then the other person, if they have something similar to this, they have their counter argument right here. And so they can use this in response to your claim. That's how you use the build an argument template, and that's how you build your evidence to get ready for your debate.